Good evening, everyone, and we're so glad to have you come back to our show. And I think we have a very exciting show for you this evening. We have the Sheriff of Nye County. We're going to be the first two sessions with her. And then we're going to be talking about taxes, tax support with a staff attorney. So that'll be the second half of the show. But very interesting to talk to the Sheriff of Nye County. And Sheriff Wehrly, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
We are so glad to have you. I hear so much about what's going on around the county. And I know in the past, and I want to say in the past, we were always talking about the Sheriff's Office. After you got elected, I don't hear anything about the Sheriff's Office. So I wanted you to come on the show to tell me what's going on with the Sheriff's Office, some updates, maybe some changes you've made, and we definitely have to talk about the County Detention Center, how it's going, because in the news we always had something about that. But like I said, since you took over, it seems that things have smoothed out. I don't see you getting beat up in the media all the time. I like that part. So, and I've had a chance to talk to you off the record on other things, but I have to say I just admire what you've done.
Well, thank you so much.
So let's start off on this Tuesday evening and talk about some of the things that have occurred in Nye County with our sheriff, with the sheriff's office, and all the things that she has responsibility for, and the people that she has responsibility for. And when we see accidents or any other things around our town, we know the sheriff's on top of it. You see her there, and you see her people there. So just go ahead and give us an overview of what's going on with the Nye County Sheriff's Office.
Well, we've changed a lot of things.
Okay.
And starting out with the attitudes of our people, it's not us against them, we are them. And that's one of our mottos. And that's what we're living.
How did you make that change?
You know, it's funny, people want to change.
Okay.
They really do. And they want to see the brightness and the good side of things. For some reason, and I really couldn't put my finger on it, people felt that as soon as they got in their patrol car, they were not your neighbor or your friend, etc. They were a police officer. They didn't understand that being a police officer is being someone's friend.
Oh, okay. So what you did was you changed the culture of what's going on within the Nye County Sheriff's Office.
Yes.
Okay.
And in doing that, we've done a lot of other things. We found that the training wasn't what they felt that they needed.
Okay.
Last year, we did 120 hours of training for everyone.
What type of training was this now?
Well, it was a smattering of all of the basics.
Okay.
Some people hadn't had training in it since they left the academy. And we changed that.
Okay.
We had been using a defensive tactics program that I went through when I went through the academy. So we changed that.
Okay.
We went to Metro. Sheriff Lombardo has been, wonderful.
Okay.
I sent 2 people through. They became instructors. And now we're teaching the Metro defensive tactics.
Okay.
We've completely rehabbed our firearms program. And they got a 40-hour block of training on that.
Do we have a range in Nye County?
We do now.
Okay.
Our range is brand new.
Oh.
Oh gosh, what was it, 2.5 weeks ago, I believe it opened.
Okay.
And it's because of Pam Webster, Tim Carlo,
Okay.
our commissioners.
Okay.
We were able to get a range up at the training site. Vance Payne and I have become partners on that training area, and
I like the fact that
partners with emergency management.
Okay, I like the fact that you're giving those kudos to the county manager and the county commissioners and others that have worked on this to make sure that you continue working to support our sheriff's office.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
They've been a wonderful support.
Okay.
So we had our first class about 2.5 weeks ago on a Sunday, and we're using it on a regular basis now.
Oh, is it open to the public?
No, it is not.
Okay,
It's
public,
open.
you've got to go someplace
It's
else.
open to law enforcement and military.
Okay. Now, what phase of the military? I know the law enforcement would.
Active.
So active law enforcement, say from Nellis or
Yes.
someplace else. Okay. Do we have any Army? I know we have Fallon as far as Navy, but within our county, what else do we have?
Well, we actually have a contingent of Army, Navy, and Marines
Okay.
at the Nevada test site.
Okay. And those are active duty.
Yes, they are.
Okay. Outstanding. So that takes care of the firing range and takes care of some of the training. What other training, when you talk about training, like you said, it's going back to the basics, but what in the basics, if you talk about specifically what type of training?
Well, we've been giving training on DUI.
Okay.
That training had changed over the years. And so we sent instructors to Metro to learn the latest and greatest.
Okay.
And now we're giving a class in that. That's part of this year's recertification.
Okay.
We're doing a 40-hour block of training for that recertification.
Okay.
In there, we're talking about landlord-tenant law. Let's see, what else have we got? Talking about dealing with handicapped people,
Okay.
mental illness. It's a smattering of things that they don't generally get.
So when you have, say, your deputies out on the road, they've been, I'm going to say, current in the training, and you make sure that they're current. And so now we should see friends out there. When we say friends, they're still in charge. When they stop you, you've got to respond to the officers and do
Yes.
what they say. But at the same time, it should be a friendly discussion.
Well, if you've noticed, we've had a lot of hostage situations, and we've had, 2 or 3 while I've been here. We've had a lot of barricaded suspects, probably 15 or 20.
Okay.
And we have always come out, been able to talk them out.
That's amazing.
Yes, it is.
That's amazing. And I haven't heard about anybody, being shot or anything like that, like we have some other areas around the country.
That's true. It's been touch and go a couple times, but
Okay.
we've managed to do it without escalating to that point.
The other thing I wanted to say on the show tonight is the fact that we're so glad to have the sheriff with us. We had her scheduled once before, and because of something that happened, I know she's always on call, and something happened, and then she wasn't able to respond to get to the station on time. So that's why we've rescheduled her for tonight. But we're so glad things are quieted down for right now so that you can be here.
Yes, we've had some pretty interesting things since I took over. We had Lamar Odom, and then we had the big flood and the...
Now, some people may not know about Lamar Odom. You want to say a little about it? I know you were on nationwide TV because I was in another state and I saw you on TV.
Oh gosh, that was all over.
Yes.
I had people calling me from out of country.
Okay.
I was shocked. But during that press conference, there were over 48 huge cameras and people with a myriad of other small ones taking pictures. And that's kind of intimidating, to tell you the
I
truth.
can imagine. Oh, gee.
But it's always trial by fire,
Okay.
Mr. Odom had a medical episode
Yes.
at one of our brothels, and we were afraid we were going to lose him.
Yep.
We didn't. He didn't pass away in our county, and I believe he's up and running again now.
He's up and running.
So that's wonderful. We were really, Scott Lewis and I were really afraid because we couldn't fit him in the helicopter.
That's right.
Scott did everything he could possibly do
Okay.
to get him on Flight for Life, and ended up actually carrying a ground ambulance with the flight medics
Okay.
in the ambulance. So we provided him with as much medical as we possibly could.
And when you say Scott, you're talking about Scott Lewis?
Scott Lewis.
Okay,
yes,
he's our fire chief. Okay, very good. Kudos again to all the first responders.
Absolutely.
We've got to say that. Okay, what
And
else?
then we had a huge fire at the same time that we had a flood in October 15. And we shut down everything from Tonopah down to, past Lathrop Wells.
Everybody who was here remembers those times. But it was handled well, and it was handled so there wasn't there was disruption of some, but the word got out, so we knew what to expect.
Well, the word did get out. I'm afraid it didn't get out as soon as it should have in some instances. Okay. The thing with emergencies, even when you're doing drills or an exercise, the thing that collapses on you the quickest is communication.
Yes, I understand that completely.
We set up the EOC at the emergency management building on, where is it? On Siri Road.
Well, I'm going to stop you right
time.
there, because we're going to come back for the next session. This session is already over, and we've got so much more to discuss. So I'm going to ask you to just sit by and come back and join us. Thank you.